Welcome back everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you what it's like to do a interview/junket. I have received the incredible opportunity to go and do my first solo interview/junket with director Josh Cooley. So I'm going to be showing you what it's like, and let's get into it. Basically, for some context, I had received a text message basically going, hey, check your emails about a media opportunity. It was a once-in-a-lifetime chance to do my first ever solo interview/junket with director Josh Cooley about the new Transformers 1 movie. So once I had said yes, it was off to the premiere of Transformers 1, as I had to watch the movie to understand before I was allowed to interview Josh Cooley. Once I ended up getting to Event Cinemas, when we got in there, it was actually quite packed. We got in line and waited for them to hand out the passes to get into the premiere of Transformers 1. After 20 minutes or so, we finally made it and we were able to head into the Transformers 1 premiere. What I thought was really cool is they allowed everyone to take photos in front of the Transformers 1 wall, and once we did that, we ended up walking in and seeing a bunch of really cool Transformers figures before we headed in to the movie. Another thing I thought that was pretty cool is they gave out free popcorn and drinks to everyone who was at the premiere, and once we got in there, it was such a cool environment. Another cool thing they did is they gave everyone Transformers 1 figurines, which I thought was pretty cool. Next up was time for the introduction to the movie.
I think it might be time to introduce our very special guests. Could you please put your hands together for the stars of Transformers 1, Chris Hemsworth, Henry, the director of the film, Oscar winner Josh Cooley, and producer Lorenzo Di Bonaventura. Huge round of applause, please, everyone. Hello, look at that. Have you seen some of that? A special round of applause for this outfit in the front row. You're looking amazing.
I admire you.
Actually, while we're admiring, can we quickly see the back of your jacket, Brian? Yes, look at that.
Okay. There needs to be more Megatron merch.
Brilliant. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Got to have a big round of applause. Chris, Brian, Josh, and Lorenzo. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy.
So after all that, I ended up watching the movie and jotting down some questions I thought of while watching the movie. So the next day I went back to the ABC and worked on my questions before heading off to go do the interview. So we're just now heading into Carriage Works because I'm about to do my first interview with director Josh Cooley of my first junket, which is pretty exciting.
And he's going to nail it.
I reckon I will as well. I think I'm gonna do great, hopefully. Or I could go...
He's 100% going to do great.
Yeah, it's going to go great. But yeah, so we're going into the first building, which is pretty cool. Oh, wow. This movie looks familiar.
So that's great.
So we're about to go into the interview room to interview Josh Cooley. I'm very nervous, but hopefully I do all right. First into junket.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you're the lucky first.
It's an honor.
Dale back here, representing the ABC. So before I get into the questions, I just wanted to say I really enjoyed the movie yesterday. Great work on that.
Thank you.
Overall, I would say that the arc of Megatron was something that was a challenge. I wanted to make sure that
Transformers is part of a franchise, with deep and long history. How did you approach making a story that respects the established lore, but while also making it fun and engaging for the newer and older generation of Transformers fan?
Great question. I grew up in the 80s watching the original cartoon. I had all the toys, or I had a lot of the toys. My next door neighbor had all the toys, but I had a few of them. And so I remember playing with them as a kid. I remember that feeling watching the cartoon, just being kind of wowed by how wild everything is. And, a lot of my crew on this film and the cast as well grew up with Transformers. And so there's a lot of love that came into the creation of this film, which I think you can feel on screen. And I've talked with a lot of people that grew up with it, and they felt the same way. it made me really happy, you know, as a filmmaker. And so I knew that if we brought that feeling of what it used to be like, you know, experiencing Transformers, along with the story, an origin story, and having a real personal, like almost human story with these characters, it would connect.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and answering all these questions.
Oh, great.
I hope I did a good interview for you.
Phenomenal.
Is it okay if I get a quick photo?
Absolutely.
This is my first interview. This is so cool.
My pleasure. Thank you. My honor.
Thank you so much. This is so cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
my pleasure.
So ABC has a show called The Assembly, and it's 15 autistic students who have learnt how to be journalists. And so this is his first interview out of it.
Fantastic.
So I have just completed my first ever junket with, I reckon, the coolest director ever. You can't even see the.
You can't even see me. That's how cool I am. Let's go this way.
There we go. Hey. But yeah, so just, what do you think?
What do I think of your interview?
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Great questions. I loved every moment of it. I was excited to answer everything, but they were really thoughtful questions, and I really appreciate it. So thank you. It's been an honor to be your
so
first.
much. Yeah, I was so focused. I think I spent almost 10 hours trying to get my questions right.
You did the research, and it totally shows.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, so we're about to leave. Just did the interview. It's really cool. About to leave my first ever junket. What do you reckon? How do you think everything went?
He was amazing!
I hope you guys enjoyed this little vlog that I did to show you what it's like doing a junket for the first time. Enjoy!